Good picture?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay, now what I want to do is to show you how a very difficult proof, some people in the class have said this is the hardest problem in the book, is not as hard as it looks if we use certain ideas from validity. So the ideas we're going to use are weakening the consequent and strengthening the antecedent. As I said, as you add information to the premises of an argument, you continue to be valid. When you weaken the information in the conclusion, in the consequent of an argument, you continue to be valid. So you can weaken by giving birth to two baby horseshoes and continue to weaken by wedging something to your consequent. Here, you can strengthen by giving birth to two babies, which you already know about, and continue to strengthen by anding, conjoining some other atomic sentence to the antecedent, to the premises of your argument. So let's see how that works over here. Now this looks very, very scary, but it's not. Let's just do a little something to it. First, we convert it into a horseshoe, and then we now have something that looks a little less scary. We know you can give birth to two babies because you have a dot in your consequent, and we know that if we can connect either squiggle A or squiggle B with squiggle C or squiggle D, we could then add the other one to it. In other words, we want to find connections over here, and there are four possibilities. We have squiggle A connected to squiggle C and squiggle D. We have squiggle A connected to squiggle C and squiggle B connected to squiggle D. Or we have squiggle A connected to squiggle D and squiggle B connected to squiggle C. Or squiggle B connected to squiggle C and squiggle B connected to squiggle D. If we can find any one of these four, we can then give birth and also strengthen to come up with this. So before we can do anything, let's do De Morgan and see what we have. So here we have not D, wedge, E, or B. Here we have squiggle E and squiggle F. And here we have, well, we can, let's work, we have a connection between C, E, or A. So notice, if we do DS, we connect D with B, and if we do DS, we connect C with A. Possibility number 2. So once we connect C with A and D with B, then we can create a conjoined consequent and create a conjoined antecedent. So let's do that. Let's do ds. First we have to simp both of these. So De Morgan on 1, De Morgan on 2, and this one was imp on 3. Okay, so let's simp out these two. And do ds here and here. But we can't do ds until we move our parentheses around. Because ds is one of the first 8 inference rules, and this is in a wedge, which is a self in a larger wedge. So we have to move those guys around. So we do commutation, and now we regroup the parentheses. Whoops. And now we can do ds with squiggle e to get squiggle d wedge b. Okay, now we do the same with this, number 6. We have to regroup. Then commute. And then regroup. And now we can do ds, and we get squiggle c or a. Okay, so we've got this, and that connects squiggle c, squiggle a, and squiggle d, squiggle a. Or at least a and b. We're going to change these into squiggles. You'll see how that happens. So we have to add something to this, and we'll add b to it. And we have to add something to this, and we'll add a to it. Now, we have to regroup our parentheses on both. So we need whoops, that was a mistake. Okay, now we've got to regroup our parentheses. Whoops, that's 19. And then regroup the parentheses here. And also commute, but we'll do that next. On 18. And then on 20, we will commute Now, let us also take this and make it look like this. If we De Morgan this and De Morgan this, we're going to get, let's De Morgan 19 first. And then we De Morgan 21. And now we're starting to get something that looks like, it's starting to look like this. First, now we'll have to do something boring. We have to commute this. And commute this so that's, we commuted 23 and we commuted 22. And now, we're almost finished. We just do a distribution using this. 4, not C, and not D. So I distributed 24 and 25. I distributed, the two, 24 and, actually, all right, what am I doing? First, let me conj 24 and 25, and then I can distribute. Okay, first I have to conj 24 and 25, and now I can distribute and one more step. I can change this thing into and I now have, and that's just De Morgan on 27, and I now have this. And so that's the problem. It's not an easy problem, but the basic idea was to use strengthening and weakening, and then you just have a lot of little details to worry about. But that's the game in logic when the proofs get hard. A lot of little details, but it's the basic ideas that guide you. So it gives you a strategy for thinking about how to solve the problem, strengthening and weakening. Knowing the properties of validity is what helps me to do this proof. Sure, there are a lot of little details, but the most important thing are the basic ideas of strengthening and weakening. So that's it.